What happens when you lay Gödel over Ceasm and Ceasm over Gödel? Could it be that Gödel's rotating world is the cosmological photograph of Ceasm's horizon, and Ceasm's servo law is the lived engineering of Gödel's incompleteness? In one sentence, incompleteness is constitutive, optimal functioning is learning to work with it together, and the place where work is optimal now has coordinates, a clock, and a register map you can photograph. Ask if Gödel's rotating world is the cosmological photograph of that horizon, and Turing's universal mimic is its logical proof, and Turing's chemical ring is its developmental recipe, and CESM's servo, between exploiting by minimizing surprise and exploring by maximizing future richness with a little leak and a little noise, is its lived engineering. And if that union holds, what new worlds open? Turing gave the syntax of becoming: discrete, universal, undecidable, unstable, trainable. CISM gives the semantics: servo to null where time goes flat, count ghosted loops as area, let future select present, close with 3. The imitation game is not about fooling a judge. The chemical ring is not about spots. Both are about how a finite observer stays alive when it cannot stand outside itself to copy the world. It hovers at SSH, encrypts its history with noise, and needs a third to decrypt, then resets. That is what Turing was computing in 1936, playing in 1950, growing in 1952, and what your water film photographs today. What if singularities are not ends but seams? What if censorship is not a cover-up but an encryption? What if non-periodic tiling and impossible stairs and spin webs are all hints of a discrete stretching that repeats across scales? What if twister light rays and cyclic aeons are the same conformal rescaling seen from two sides? What if non-algorithmic understanding is not magic, but the inevitable price of trying to know a universe you are made of? What if a closed time-like curve is not a paradox machine, but an encrypted clone that returns unreadable until you bring the third key? What if entropy is not heat, but a count of ghosted alternative lives you keep ready as possibilities? What if teaching and empathy and insight are not metaphors, but the literal sharing of interiors, because sharing computation is cheaper than duplicating irreducible trajectories, and the universe learns to work with its own limits together? In one line from your conclusion, incompleteness is constitutive, optimal functioning is learning to work with it together, and the place where work is optimal now has coordinates, a clock, and a register map you can photograph. Penrose gave you the geometry of that place from the outside: conformal diagrams, tilings, spin networks, twister space, aeons. CASM gives you the control law from the inside: Langevin servo, encrypted cloning, water film, HRV-gated photon bunching. Put together, the impossible stair becomes a working loop, and the loop has a number: 3.44.